Cassius Winston, one of the greatest players in the history of the Big Ten and one of the greatest winners in the history of the Big Ten.
Cassius Winston cash it in again.
How about the progression of this young man, the confidence that he has?
What was your first reaction or thought when you were informed, I'm assuming by Mex, that you were part of the All-Decade team?
It was crazy. Like I said, it's just you don't think. Like I said, I never thought of myself in that light. It's a lot of great players that come through. I'm pretty sure there's a lot. I feel like a lot that have done more than me. So to kind of get that honor, to get that kind of recognition, it's really a blessing.
You've had a lot of time, maybe too much time, to obviously think back on the last 4 years. What was the best part of the 4 years that you spent in East Lansing?
I'll just say the growth. You know what I'm saying? Like to see yourself kind of become a better person. And, you look back, you don't notice it while you're going through it because it's happening so fast. But you look back on it from when I came in and how I left. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a completely different person. I feel like I've grown for the better during my time.
A lot was made of the fact that you and Coach Izzo had different personalities, and a lot of stories were written about how much you guys had to work through those. How accurate was that, and how much was that more of storytelling, and that maybe you guys were a little bit more alike, or at least a little bit more amenable to each other than others wanted to believe?
I feel like a lot of it was, just the storytelling, just people giving the perspective from an outside view, you know what I mean? Just people on the inside, it's a different story. There was a point where, you know what I'm saying, we probably weren't the closest, but I think by the time I got to my sophomore year, like, our relationship grown a lot. We learned each other. We learned to get on the same page, and I think that's why we had a lot of success together.
What do you hope he says about you when people inevitably ask him about your career at Michigan State?
I hope he says that I was a winner. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, no matter the situation, no matter what circumstances, I found a way. And I pride myself on being a winner.
Cassius, I know after your brother's passing that there were a lot of people wondering how you could play basketball, how you could get back on the court. On the flip side, were there times when basketball was your solace, where it was the only place where you could go and actually have your mind not be thinking about your brother?
Yeah, definitely. There was times when basketball was just a break from the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, my world was hectic. My world was crazy. My world was turned upside down. And, like, basketball was the same, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same concept, it's the same motions, it's the same, like, something I've been doing all my life. So it was kind of everything else in my life was different. You know what I'm saying? Just everything was different. Going out there on the floor was the only thing that was kind of the same. So it was a good space for me to kind of clear my head, be myself, feel like myself for a change.
How good was the Big Ten in playing against some of these guys that you played against in your 4 years?
It was great. I feel like it's the best conference in the world, in the country. It's competitive. You don't get a night off. You know what I'm saying? It sucks sometimes because you got to play hard every night. Like, you don't get a night off. Or, like, if you lose a game, you might lose a championship. Like, that's how deep it is. That's how tough it is. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Those losses hurt way more, and the wins, like, you celebrate every win.
All right, I'll get you out of here on this one. Will you ever feel like something was left undone because it was out of your hands and you guys couldn't make the run, obviously, you wanted to make in your senior year? Or do you prefer to look back on what you and Michigan State were able to accomplish in the first 3 years?
Definitely look on, what we were able to accomplish. You can't look on what didn't happen because it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't, like, lose a game. We didn't mess it up. Like, something totally out of our control kind of took that away, which means it wasn't meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not in our control. But the things that we did control, the things that we could control, we did, and we accomplished a lot of great things. So for that, you got to be proud of. You got to be proud of the things that you actually did, not things that weren't even an opportunity for you to do.
Well, there's no doubt you should be proud of what you did on the court, the way you represented Michigan State, your family, your hometown during your time at East Lansing. We'll miss covering you inside the Big Ten, but of course, wish you the best of luck at the next level. Cassius Winston, part of the All-Decade team. Thanks for the time, my friend.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate it.